Well, good morning, y'all. I didn't make a video yesterday. I watched Kathy's quilts and crafts all day yesterday, on and off. Actually, I had to be the gatekeeper for my husband when he was cleaning out the long barns, the chicken litter out of the long barns, and he had to go to take the chicken litter on the manure spreader way back to a hay meadow, and he actually had 3 gates to have to go through. So he asked me if I would help him, and so I'd jump on the 4-wheeler when he'd call me, and I'd run up and I'd open one gate. He'd go through it, I'd shut it, I'd jump on the 4-wheeler and drive to the next gate and open it, pull over out of the way, let him go through, and I'd shut that gate. Have to shut the gates. The cows would get out if you didn't, because you'd have to go through. But then the 3rd gate, then he'd drive and I'd pass him. He'd kind of pull over one spot there in the trail we was following, and I'd pass him on the 4-wheeler. I was driving like a crazy woman. I'd pass him and I'd get up to that other gate and I'd open it. Then he'd be to where he was going to put the chicken litter out, and then I'd just sit. If the cows was in that area, I'd shut it. If not, I'd leave it open. But I'd pull over to the shade of a tree. I had a pretty little place where I'd just sit, and I had my phone, and I was listening to some YouTube while I was there. It wasn't too bad. It was a wild day, in and out, in and out. I didn't have time to start anything in here. About 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes he was calling me, about 20. Take him a little while to load up a load. Anyway, that was what I did yesterday, but it was okay. I'm a farm wife. I have to do what my husband wants. And today, let me talk about this back here. Today, I'm going to put my green beans up today. I've got this box, and I'm going to carry them down where I store things down in my pantry. And if I use this box, I can carry them down there and take them out and put them on the shelf. And I'm not going to do a whole lot. I am going to take these rings off and store them without these rings on there, just the flats. And I'll check them to make sure. I need to find my magic marker, and I'm going to write the date on them so I'll know what year that I canned them. Some of them's already pretty loosened. Take them all off, and I'll carry them down there. But that's what I'm going to do. I won't make you watch me do that. Wait. But there's my canned beans. Reckon that'd be a prize-winning jar at the county fair. I don't know. I'm not going to enter them. And then I know some of you guys ask me, Rita, why do you can so many green beans? Well, because what if I woke up tomorrow and I couldn't go to the grocery store? What if it was like it was in 2020 and they almost shut everything down? I'd have green beans to eat. May not always be what I'd want, but I would never go hungry because I'd have something to eat. And you have to get this stuff when it's time to get it, when it's the growing season, which got me back to in my Bible here. And I'm going to read just a little bit to you this morning. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Now let me read this one. A time to rend and a time to sow. I've not had my sowing time. I know that because I've had the planting and the reaping to have to do. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. And I'm a quiet person, and I don't always have a lot to say or a lot to talk about. But sometimes when I make these videos, maybe it's my time to speak. But I'm a pretty good listener, and anytime that we do those lives and y'all want to talk, I'm always willing to let y'all do the speaking, and I'll be the one that listens, okay? A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor, for that is a gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that man should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past. And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and that the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. God judged the righteous and the wicked. What is that old saying? The rain falls on the just and the wicked. I'm not even saying that one right. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For what shall befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Every one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? A man should rejoice in his own works. I really get kind of proud of myself when I've accomplished something. And I'm a little bit of a hard worker, but I know when I need to slow down and stop too. Don't you guys? Well, I tell you what, I've got to get off here. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and Terry's done took his bucket and went out to the bean patch. So I'm going to go out there and help him. I think I'll put on some old clothes and get out there, and I'm going to have some more beans to can here in just a little bit. I love y'all, and I hope you join. I'm going to try to plan us a live stream tonight, and I need all you guys to come. Bye. Love you, and God bless you.